10 True Horror Stories of People Trapped in Caves. Many effects are more dangerous than exploring grottos. For the men and women who travel into the depths of the earth, the pitfalls are inconceivable. As they squeeze through narrow pathways, climb down steep abysms, and dive into indurating subsurface waters, they play a dangerous game with their lives. On a good day, these people are awarded with inconceivable sights most will no way see. On a bad one, however, the corrections are severe. In the pitch dark beneath the face of the world, some have come misplaced and trapped. They've planted themselves wedged in dark, claustrophobic spaces, making a hopeless shot for survival in a real-life horror story. John Ogden and 5 of his musketeers were 2 kilometers, 2 miles, deep into an unmapped part of England's Mossdale Caverns in 1967 when the rain began to fall. For hours, they'd climbed and crawled their way through the dark, winding covers of the delve, exploring a part of the world no bone had ever seen. Deep in that maze of gravestone, they had no way of knowing what was coming. In the rain, the creek outside of the mountain was rising. Soon, there was a full-on deluge. The entrance was buried under a rising lake, and the water came rushing into the delve through every pathway. Ogden and his group were crawling through a narrow lair when they heard the grumble of rushing water behind them. It revealed first rising up over their bases and snappily climbing to their necks. The group's only hope was a small crack in the jewels up ahead. Ogden forced himself up the chink, pulling his head up to a bitsy fund of air at the top. There was no room for anyone differently. Beneath him, the water filled the lair, and every one of his musketeers failed. Ogden alone had his head above the water, trapped in a narrow crevice. It took days before anyone planted him. By also, he was dead, too, still stuck there in that narrow pathway, floundering for a last rustle of air.